What's going on, guys? BigJerr, back with you again. And today, I want to talk about this new plugin I just discovered called Lowender. Let's get into it. Okay, so cool little riff I'm working on right there, no big deal. Let me tell you how to take advantage of Lowender. So what I've done is I've got myself a bass here and I've got a sub already layered in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disengage my sub. I'm going to close down my bass. I'm going to open up this one as I've freezed my bass, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and let's listen to this. And we have Lowender on the track, but it's disengaged. And I'm kind of rolling off the sub right now, okay? So let's go ahead and hear what this bass sounds like with no sub. Great. And now let's turn on Lowender. I mean, that's effing amazing. Now, there's a lot of ways that we can add sub or low end to our sounds, riffs, bass, what have you. In fact, I think I've talked about at least a few in some earlier lessons. But Lowender is absolutely the easiest option. So let's go ahead and open it up and see what we're looking at. But before we jump into it, let me encourage you to subscribe and hit the little bell where you'll get notified every time I have a new video come up. As an Ableton Certified Trainer, I talk about everything from sound design to pro tips to plugins you need to have. Plus, I make bass music under the name Scarlett, so stay connected. So the GUI is not really that intense at all. This is an actual bass synthesizer. We've got actually two sub generators right here. And we have different ranges that we could choose from. Now, bass will give you this range, guitar, classic, it's up to you which one you choose. In this situation, I just want an F, which is 44 hertz. So I went ahead and turned down the first bass generator and just left the other one up, and this will be in the range that I want, okay? Over here, we've got ourselves a bass to direct blender, okay? Now, bass is going to be the sub or the low end you're adding. Direct will be the signal. And if I have it all the way at direct, we'll get no sub at all. Over here on bass, you'll get only sub. Okay, and then you could blend it in the middle here. These are just quick little sliders to only sub, only direct, 50%. I'm going to have it up here a little bit. This is your master output. Over here, we've got a bass gate. Okay, no big deal. It just gates off your bass. I'm not going to use it right here. And then we have our bass output. So we could add a little bit of drive, and then you could choose where the top end of your sub ends. I'm going to bring mine to around 100. One final thing I might show you is I don't particularly like to mix my sub on the same track as my bass. So what I would do in a real life situation would be I would go ahead and open up another audio track. I'd grab Lowender and drag it to that new track. So I don't have it on this track anymore. And I could remove this EQ as well. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to route it in. So I'm going to route in 27 to this track, and I'm going to set it to in. And if I solo both of these, you'll be able to hear the low end from it. Let's listen real quick. Awesome. So what I want to do is make sure that I'm only getting my sub coming out of here. And now I can go ahead and process this like I'd want. So I could bring it down in volume a little bit. I could choose to go over here and, grab an EQ and just tie off the top, maybe put a glue compressor or a limiter at the end. And now I've got a regular old sub that I can go ahead and process any way that I want. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that look at Lowender. I know there's a lot of options when adding a sub or low end to your sounds, but this is definitely a good one. If you found this helpful or useful in any way, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're all in this together. All right, guys, catch you on the next one.